A pleasure to meet all at last, and welcome back to films I should have talked about years ago. And now, what do I get to talk about here? How about we talk a bit about another not so well known Disney film? October 1993, Cool Runnings. This is one of the lesser known projects that stars the likes of the late, great, legend himself, overweight actor John Candy. And we also get to see a bunch of various other actors and even the artist Doug E. Doug. Yeah, it sort of became common by this point for artists with stage names to inhabit the likes of various media. But anyways, as the description itself vaguely implies, it is loosely based off of the famous 1988 Jamaican bobsled team. And it is known by this point that it actually does seem to follow a lot within this supposed Jamaican bobsled plot that actually took place in real life. Because what we actually notice from the famous 1988 Jamaican bobsled team is that they basically are a group of well-known legends. They never would have basically done it without a few things: teamwork, compassion, and a lot of training. And this film does seem to capitalize on that a little too much, actually, to the point where it's actually trying to connect every possible dot it could in the dot book, but it seems like they don't have the right utensil to do so. Again, there's a reason why they say that it's loosely based off of that event instead of how it is based off that event. As in, it directly rips off the real life events, like most adaptations do. But anyways, what this is, it's simply about a group of four friends who are accompanied by an American tourist, an event organizer himself, who basically wants them to be able to win big for an upcoming sports event. And this sport event, which is like what the Olympics have showcased back in the day, were simply allowed to do a lot of things. They were able to, in fact, join a variety of different things relating to Winter Olympics. And one sport that they found to be interesting, with some help, is bobsledding. And it only made sense because they are a group of four people. They all got the chance to come by to America and experience bobsledding like never before. But of course, it's not just about how they were able to simply have their own bobsledding competition set up, but also from the likes of a lot of charisma from their other people, including their own families. They not only support them all the way, but they also had themselves a lot to learn. Throughout all of the competitions that had taken place, all of the matches that they had to take place, and all of the qualifying competitions that received a lot of time records, time marks that are in fact recorded by a stopwatch. What this does in particular is it gives them a nice slate to work with. Almost clean, but it just needs some markings down to prove that they are ready for the up and coming final match. And this match simply tests their might, their will, and their skill at every preceding level. And by the time that they are all done, they manage to win. They become an unlikely series of legends, just like what the actual events have showcased. A huge adventure with tons of different things that you never thought were possible. And I feel like that just sums it up perfectly. Because while this does seem to be quite a nice take on the likes of the real life Olympics events known as bobsledding, Winter Olympic sports, or winter games of all sorts, or such big events that happen every 4 years. 2 to 4 years that pass by with Olympics competitions themselves simply give us a lot to desire. Exactly what could we see in the next Olympics Games in 2024? We never quite know for sure. With the Tokyo Olympics in 2020, Chinese Olympics in 2022, and of course, many events to come. They could be anywhere throughout the whole world. Whether they're Olympics-based, winter-based, summer-based, or based on any kind of season at all, it doesn't ultimately matter because I do feel that there's a lot to look forward to. And with the fact that the Jamaican bobsled team was such a huge event at the time, over 20, 30 years later, it still is a huge record in the history of bobsledding itself. It's a legend that'll never die. And for that, I do feel that this film deserves itself no more than a 6.7 out of 10.1. It only seems fair enough, right? Well, anyways, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side if you'd like to see more.